is eNews Direct. I'm Duduzile Ramela. Here are the stories we're tracking for you this evening. 3 tragic accidents claim the lives of 8 children in Kwazulu-Natal and the Northern Cape. The Competition Commission looks into possible price fixing in maize. Remember, you can have a say on any of our stories. Do find us on Twitter and Facebook. That's at eNews Direct, using the hashtags MaizePrice and hashtag MostDef. But first, we start with this. It's been a tragic week of accidents that could have been prevented. In Gakama's 5 children suffocated while playing in an old freezer. And in Durban, police are investigating 2 separate accidents that left 3 little ones dead.
The playful cries of toddlers Aspile and Bayanda Sitole used to fill this home. Now their voices are silent forever after a tragic accident while playing with others. 4 children had been playing outside the home behind me when they wandered over to a broken down car parked here. In the 15 minutes it took the family to realize the little group was missing. They were already trapped in an overheated car and 2 cousins were close to suffocation.
We removed them from the car and tried to resuscitate them before asking for our neighbor's car to rush them to Kwadabeka Clinic. Both of them died on arrival.
The other 2 children who were trapped in the car managed to survive. Just 20 minutes away in Overport, another family is in mourning. Beauty Maponga's 4-year-old son Ryan fell to his death from the 9th floor of their apartment building. His father had left him alone for just 5 minutes to park his car. It's believed Ryan lost his balance while peering out of the window.
I was not here yesterday. The time I came from work, I saw my baby already die.
Both tragedies happened within minutes. Police are investigating whether negligence played any role in the deaths of the 3 children. Desantathia, Durban.
Workers at the University of Pretoria are celebrating a major victory in the Outsourcing Must Fall campaign. The university has agreed to take them on as permanent staff with benefits. This after nearly 2 weeks of protest action by general workers. They were demanding 10,000 rand pay across the board and an end to outsourcing. Their salaries will now be topped up to 5,500 rand starting next month. They'll also have access to medical care and study benefits.
What this agreement entails is that over a period of 3 years, taking 2,500 wages that workers are currently earning, they will be increasing by 100% each year between now and 2018, by which time we expect, in terms of this agreement, that the workers will be earning a minimum wage of 10,000 rand. The agreement also entails phasing out of outsourcing completely, thus meaning that workers will be employed permanently in full-time and secure jobs.
COSATU claims the drought is being used as an excuse to manipulate the price of maize. AgriSA says that's not the case. However, the Competition Commission is looking into it.
Africa's worst drought on record. COSATU says there's enough maize to feed the country's demand for a few more months and argues that manipulative trading has increased the cost of the staple product. On Tuesday, the price increased by 150 rand or 2% overnight to a record high of 5,200 rand per ton.
Probably around 300,000 tons a month, and there was 70,000 tons traded yesterday or the day before. And suddenly that was presented as the increase in prices on all of the maize. We think the problem is that government's fragile and on the defensive now about just securing food security, and this is a good time to make a huge profit off of domestic maize.
But AgriSA has denied COSATU's allegations, arguing the price of maize has steadily been increasing, rising by over 50% in 2015.
We believe that the system works well, and the price differential, that the price that you are seeing now is basically determined by the supply and demand, and all the current fundamentals are pointing on to the spikes that we are seeing.
The Competition Commission will conduct a preliminary investigation.
This process will take about a month, and then if the Commission takes a decision to conduct a full investigation, that process can take about a year.
COSATU also wants government to ensure trade is made public and steps are taken to control the price of maize. And Erenrik says if guilty, price colluders must go to jail. BBI Shibidvala, Cape Town.
More than 85 firefighters are currently battling an out-of-control blaze in Simonsburg near Stellenbosch in the Cape Winelands. 8 fire trucks are on the scene and about 90 volunteers are helping firefighters. Officials say about 1,000 hectares of land has been scorched so far. The mountain catchment area is mostly made up of fynbos. A fire department spokesperson says the wind is picking up, which isn't helping. Now, the people behind the controversial Zuma Must Fall banner have spoken out, but they're not prepared to show their faces. It took dozens of phone calls. However, eNCA reporter Annika Larson finally managed to track them down.
Chaos on Saturday when members of the ANC marched into the apartment block on the corner of Long and Kloof Streets and ripped the Zuma Must Fall poster down. Well, the group driving the poster campaign says they have no political affiliation. They call themselves a private initiative of concerned citizens who met at the Zuma Must Fall march in Cape Town last year.
The Zuma Must Fall slogan was the name of the rally that we met at, and it just seemed to be a natural extension of that conversation, a conversation which we had promised to keep going. A conversation which was about leadership.
So you're a group of people who decided that there needed to be a conversation about leadership in South Africa. Why?
There are decisions that are being made that don't appear to be well thought through and that have immediate consequences, in many respects financial consequences, which are going to indebt generations to come.
How would you respond to your critics who say you're running a racist and elitist campaign?
It's absolutely not racist at all. It's not politically aligned in any way. It was just a peaceful sentiment as a form of free speech to stimulate debate, and that was it.
What's the message of the flag?
The message of the flag is unity, national unity. This is what matters in this country.
Annika Larson, Cape Town.
Let's focus on to international news now, and a gun and bomb attack on a Pakistani university has left 19 people dead and 17 injured. 4 suspected attackers also died in their battle with security forces at the Basha Khan University in Shisada. There are conflicting reports about whether Pakistan Taliban militants carried out the attack. Now, in 2014, the group killed 130 students at a school in the city of Peshawar, 50 kilometers from Shisada. The annual meeting of the World Economic Forum in Davos got underway in earnest today. The South African delegation is headed up by President Jacob Zuma. An early session discussed the conference theme of the fourth industrial revolution and what this means for jobs and global growth. This amid increasing automation in the workplace. Other pressing issues include sustainable development, global warming and the refugee crisis, as well as anti-terror measures. Let's see what's trending on social media. Gareth Edwards joins me now, and it seems rapper Mos Def believes in a world without borders, but do people agree with him?
Well, you see, this is the fun part of social media. We actually had a chance to ask you this today on our Twitter account. It is at eNews Direct, and this is what the majority of people who voted had a chance to say. We asked, do you agree with Mos Def? 30% saying yes, 38% saying no, 32% asking, who is Mo Def? That's the most, Mos Def, that's the most important question people are asking as well. So you can go and vote on that on our Twitter account. So no real surprise then that this is the one that was actually trending for the majority of today. It was the main reason that so many people were talking about this particular court case over the past few days and how it's all going to unplay over the next few days. He's been told to leave the country after trying to use a false passport. Most users deciding, in fact, it's the fault of Home Affairs for not seeing it earlier. And then the second biggest trend late this afternoon was crime must fall. It's being used by the South African Police Service who have been putting up a lot of posts along with other civil society groups who are spreading success stories of arrests and tip-offs from around South Africa as well. So that's the big trending topics as far as social media is concerned. And do yourself a favor, if you watch one thing online tonight, make it the top trending story on eNCA.com. Minister Nzimande meeting with university vice chancellors. All of these stories and more, of course, can be found by following us on Twitter and Facebook. You're looking for eNews Direct, or go across to our website, eNCA.com.
Welcome back. Now, COSATU is threatening strike action if new tax laws regarding pension funds are not scrapped. The Union Federation's announcement comes after a meeting with the ANC failed to produce an agreement. Discussions between the two parties are set to continue. However, COSATU says it will, in the meantime, approach NEDLAC for a strike notice. It joins NUMSA, which is also threatening mass action against the new legislation. Now, the new tax laws will come into effect on the 1st of March. Under the law, employees will no longer be allowed to cash in their retirement annuities when they retire. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange will soon open an office in Cape Town. According to a JSE statement, Cape Town is an increasingly important hub. The aim of the JSE satellite office is to enhance its services, build and strengthen relationships, and provide accessible support to the market in the mother city. Senior capital market specialist Mariki Vreelink will represent the exchange in Cape Town. And with that, let's see how the markets perform today. Right, let's check in with the Weather Center now. Here's Candace.
Welcome to the Weather Centre on Wednesday, where you'll see a low pressure forming along the west coast on Thursday, bringing in some morning fog. Cloudy and wet weather moves in over the southern part of South Africa, with thunderstorms moving in from the northwest, extending over a large portion of South Africa. There's even a watch for the possibility of severe thunderstorms over the southeastern interior. Here's a look at your weather forecast across South Africa on Thursday, with a dry day along the KZN coast. Maximum temperatures will peak in the upper 20s and low 30s throughout the province, with thundershowers over the western parts. Thundershowers extend over the northern part of the Eastern Cape, with a watch for severe thunderstorms over the northeastern interior. Another dry and warm day is forecast along the coast, with highs in the upper 20s and low 30s. Overcast and wet with cooler weather for George, Mussel Bay and Plettenberg Bay. Dry in the southwest, but we're expecting thundershowers throughout the rest of the Western Cape. Cape Town partly cloudy at 33 degrees. Widespread thunderstorms extend all the way through to the west coast, with a much cooler day for the Northern Cape, but temperatures still remain warm with highs in the upper 20s and low 30s. Overcast with thundershowers, particularly for Bloemfontein, with a cooler day at 26. Bethlehem matching that daytime high, and Welkom at 27. You'll see mostly cloudy weather with isolated thundershowers for the northwest, where maximums peak in the upper 20s and low 30s. Thundershowers are expected over the southern part of Limpopo, with a dry and warm day for the Lowveld, with highs in the mid 30s. You'll see thundershowers for the Mpumalanga Highveld, with maximum temperatures in the low and middle 20s on Thursday. A slightly cooler day for Gauteng on Thursday, mostly cloudy with a 60% chance of thundershowers, most maximum temperatures peaking in the mid-20s, and Pretoria at 27. The rainfall continues over the interior through to Friday, with thundershowers in the forecast. We're expecting cloudy and wet weather for George at 22 degrees, and you'll see that much-needed rainfall continue all the way through to the weekend, where we can expect thunderstorms over the interior, and that even extends over the southern and southeastern parts, but things remain dry for Cape Town at 30. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Have a great night.
Right, here's what's coming up after the break. U.S. rapper Mos Def faces charges in South Africa for contravening the Immigration Act. Entertainment news now, and US rapper Mos Def will face the full might of the law. He was arrested in Cape Town last week. That's after he tried to present a world passport to immigration authorities.
The rap artist claims he has used it before with no problems, but the Department of Home Affairs denies that. He's now facing charges including presenting an illegal document and aiding and abetting his family to stay in the country illegally.
The Department of Home Affairs has set the record straight about Yasin Bey, aka Dante Terrell Smith, popularly known as Mos Def. The US musician and actor broke SA laws and must now account for his actions.
The document he produced at the immigration counter, the world passport, which South Africa does not recognize.
Mos Def's family of 6 has been ordered to leave South Africa by the 29th of January, while he is currently out on bail under strict conditions. The musician's tangle with Home Affairs has inspired him to create this unique take on Kanye West's hit No More Parties in LA.
Please tell him no more parties in SA. I've made no false claims. I have not misrepresented myself. And I have reason to believe or suspect that there are political motivations behind the way that I'm being treated.
Mos Def is set to appear in court in Cape Town on the 8th of March. Nontabeko Sibisi, Pretoria.
Right, here's a reminder of the day's top stories before we go. 3 tragic accidents claim the lives of 8 children in Kwazulu-Natal and the Northern Cape. The Competition Commission investigates maize price fixing. And that's a wrap from the eNews Direct team.
Yes, indeed. Up next, though, your favorite drama, Rhythm City.
Do remember you can share your views with us. Do send us an email to enewsdirect@etv.co.za.
Or you can just chat to us on Twitter and Facebook, and our handle is @eNewsDirect.
Until next time, have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.